Hey guys, it's Linda with No Frills ASMR. I just wanted to show you. Here, close your eyes for a second. I'm going to back the camera out. Hold on. Whoop. Too much. Hold on. I wanted to show you how Cooper is sitting in my chair. And I didn't have the heart to kick him off, so I'm on the very edge of my seat with Cooper behind me. Anyway, so I thought we could take another look at this Better Homes and Garden. I think it's been a year because usually I try to do the magazine from the month that we're currently in. So I think it was last May we started this Better Homes and Gardens. And I did mark our spot. Look how cute. They colored the coconut. It's pretty cute. See, I've forgotten all this already. Look at this couch. Get more from your glove. Man, I forget all this. Look, that's interesting. Uh-oh, Cooper's moving. He's like, what'd you do, lady? All right, let's find. This is where we left off. Cooper, where you going? Hold on. Ooh, I gotta close the door. He ditched us. Matchless distinction, fabulous performance. Pontiac. That's a pretty cool looking car. Look, he's got a boat. He's got it all. How to for the handyman. What are we learning? Help protect fine furniture finishes from ugly scratches by patting bottoms of lamps, ashtrays, vases, and so on with a thin cork insert obtained from bottle caps. So, a long time ago, I mean, honestly, kind of before my time, Coke bottles would have a cap, and you'd use a bottle opener to open it, and inside the cap there was cork. So that's what they're talking about right there. With point of a knife, pry out the inserts, being careful not to damage them. Quick drying plastic cement sticks cork to glazed surfaces. That's interesting. And then they talk bottom step painted white helps you get up and down dark basement stairs safely. I should do that. My basement stairs, from the time I moved in, they're painted black. And the first thing when I moved in, I was like, I'm painting the stairs. And then you know how things just like the basement steps are your least important thing. And now I'm kind of used to them. And I'm like, meh, whatever. What did they say? Paint the bottom step white helps you get up and down dark basement stairs safely, especially when you're carrying an object that blocks your vision. Well, when I'm carrying like my laundry basket, I can't see either way. So scrape off any peeling blistered paint and apply a new coat. A flat white, that would get so miffed you wouldn't be able to wash it. I have my owl mug. And I have mixed green tea with peppermint tea. But then today I was looking at the peppermint tea and realized it is a mix of black and peppermint. So I have green, black, and peppermint tea. Which means caffeine. Handy storage bins for nails, screws, and small parts are easy to fabricate from old tin cans. Use 1/2 or 3/4 size cans with paper labels removed. Solder them together at tops and bottoms, using about 6 cans to unite. Solder sticks best when metal is clean and tinned. Huh. Interesting. Okay. I was thinking like, I don't know. Never mind. Block locks by driving screw into bolt opening of the strike plate to keep your kids from accidentally trapping themselves in the bathroom. Block lock by driving screws into the opening bolt. Screw should be flush with plates so door opens and closes easily and lock doesn't catch. When youngsters are older, you can remove this screw to make the lock operative again. Huh. My kids, you know, I have 3 boys, but there was also an older boy up the street who was, I mean, he's like probably 5 years older than my boys, but because we're all neighbors, they all hung out. But he was like kind of a nut, like kind of crazy. I shouldn't say that. But you know what I mean. I don't know, wild. He was the wild kid, let's put it that way. But one time, he got mad at my boys for something. So the 3 of them ran up the basement steps, and there is a door at the top. And so they closed that door and locked it, because you can lock it from the top. And this kid started banging on the door, and it's a solid wood door. He cracked the door all the way down because he like kicked it. And you know what? That dude, he did it to the guest bedroom in our house too, because he tried to run through that one time. I'm like, you're crazy. And then one time I took a big old rug outside, and I was kind of beating it with like a broom to get the dust, because it's like a big, you know, like rug. And he goes, can I help you? I was like, okay. So I give him the broom, and I go inside to make dinner, and I hear him out there just whacking it. And later I came out, and he had put holes in the rug, hitting it so hard. I was like, oh no. But we also kind of loved him, like it was one of those relationships. I have other stories about him that are nuts. Okay, let's see. New American Standard baseboard heating system. Ooh, I've always kind of wanted this in like a bathroom, so when you step out of the shower, it's like warm. They put these grids in there, and it heats from underneath. Interesting. Color is fun to use. Look at these guys. They're like, color. Okay, let's see what they've done. Unequal areas, more pleasing. What? Remember the 1918 dress hip line where the skirt and blouse were of equal length? It wasn't very flattering, partly because it wasn't pleasing to the eye. Today's fashions take this into account. In your rooms, too, unequal colors are best. 1918 dress. I don't know. Is one of these supposed to be not good looking? Because they both look good to me. I don't know. All right, a good rule for room decorating. A little poem, okay, will help you remember the elements of most well-decorated rooms. Something dark, something light, something dull, something bright. Chair and picture frames are dark. Lamps and that's not part of the poem, is it? Lamps and accessories are light. The carpeting dull, the pillows bright. Okay. One bold pattern is enough. So they have bold on the curtains, and that's enough. Yeah, I agree with that. You know, this wallpaper here, it's like I recognize it, and it's like a jute, almost like I love it. I love this wallpaper, and my mom has it in her house. And she said one time that she wanted to take it all down because she thought it was dated. I was like, don't touch that. This is like timeless wallpaper. I think it looks so good. It gives a little texture. And I like the way it's kind of like different here than it is here than it is here. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Large areas are more intense. I don't know. All right, what else? Oh my, look at the green ceiling. And then this really bold chair. One bold pattern is enough. And they show a guy with 2 bold. All right, wait. I have to go back to this picture. Remember the 1980 dress hip line. 1918, not 80. Are they saying this one Is the dress hip line? No, the hip line. They're saying here. So they're saying that she doesn't look good. I think she looks great. Where the skirt and blouse were equal. Yeah, I guess they're saying this doesn't look good. And this looks good because the skirt's bigger. But I think she looks great. I don't know. I'm confused. And this guy, I just think this is aggressive clashing, and I support it. I support his look. What is this? Closely blended colors conceal. Want to accent something? Take a tip from the club lady in the red. But if you want to disguise the size of a chair or a bad architectural feature, just blend it with the background. Oh my gosh. All right. Color is affected by its neighbor. Well, that's true. That's true. Sometimes you love a color thing, then you put it next to another color and you're like, oh no. 10 driving tips from your state trooper. Wait, I feel like we read this, but I had my bookmark. Was this in another magazine? All right, let's see. We never stop on any highway. This is the first and foremost in Trooper's Book of Modern Rules. Keep it moving and get it off the road. Years ago, you could stop with some safety on the highway, but our roads are getting to be like railroad tracks. Heavy traffic now comes so fast, like trains, that it can't possibly stop. Most shoulders are wide enough to accommodate a car. When you are stopping or sightseeing on a highway, pull entirely off the road. Yeah, don't just stop in the lane. What to do in new rain? A few years ago, there was no new rain problems, but today's roads are so coated with traffic film that new rain after a dry spell makes them slick as ice. When I lived in Arizona, that was completely true. It wouldn't rain for so long, and like any fluids that came out of a car, or I guess even like the tar on the roads, it would like, as soon as it rained, it would just go to the top, and you could have just a little rain and the roads would be slick. I wonder if that's still true, or have they kind of, I don't know. Sorry. Let me have a sip of my. But suppose there's a traffic light. Many drivers in 1955 still approach a light as they did in 1945. They roar down the road, see the light, but wait until the last minute to slam on the brakes, stopping inches from the car ahead. I gotta say, in the area I live in, running a just turn red light has become so common that people don't go on green because they know there'll be people running the red. And it's like, it's gotten ridiculous. Like now, instead of just one car, they'll have 3 cars run. I'm like, stop. It drives me crazy. How troopers cross railroad tracks. When there is a line of traffic at grade crossings, nearly all U.S. drivers still show old-fashioned bumper chasing habits. Then, if the line stops suddenly, they're trapped on the tracks. Oh my gosh, I see this. Okay, hold on. It's time for me to lecture. There is a railroad track, okay. And there's like a store that I go to here. But anyway, there's a road. And right here, there's a stop sign. And there is a, light for when the train comes. But people will follow the cars to get to the stop sign and not have quite enough. And they will sit right here on the track. And I'm like staying back in case they need to back up. And then the guy behind me will be like, honk. But it is so stupid. This is so stupid. And one time, my husband was in the store right here, and a car got hit by the train, and he ran down and helped the people. So it's like, it's not like it doesn't happen. It happens. Anyway, all right. Where were we? Yeah. They are too close to the car ahead to pull out, and there's no room to back up. Yep. Don't try to outrun a train. That's how people get killed. Prepare early for right turns. What the puff of smoke reveals. Michigan troopers preparing to overtake a car always watch for a puff of smoke from the tailpipe. What? A lazy puff may mean the driver has just taken his foot off the gas and is preparing to turn. A sharp spurt of smoke may mean he's suddenly speeding up, and you may have trouble if you try to pass him. A tip for city drivers. Okay. Yeah, that's kind of true, actually. Old style. Waiting to turn left at a street corner. Most drivers have always stood with their wheel turned in the direction they want to go. The new style. Today, troopers stand with wheels pointing straight ahead. Then if they should get bumped from the rear, they won't get pushed. That is still true, but I think nowadays, because this is when you used to have not automatic steering, so you'd have to really work it. So you have to kind of be rolling while you turn. So people would start it off. I don't know if people do that, but it is true. Whatever way you wheel, if you get bumped, you'll go that way. The left front wheel signal. When a car is coming towards him in daytime, a trooper has learned to keep his eye on the left front wheel like a hawk. By training himself to watch that left front wheel, he can anticipate any surprise turns before the car begins to swerve into his lane. Okay. Looking for room to run. Above all, troopers always look for outs. They're always searching the road edge for a place to run. Every day we find ourselves putting more time and more room between ourselves and other cars. Looking for outs. So I guess because they were all 2-lane roads. And you don't see this as much outside of the country, I guess, but the roads were all 2 lanes. So you'd have a car coming this way and a car coming this way. And then maybe a car, and this one's moving this direction, is passing this car. Oops. And didn't see him. And so they're saying, look for an out. Like, no, you can go off this way. Problem is they both might go off that way and then crash. But that's what they're talking about. What someone was going to say about that, but I can't remember. Anyway, okay. Garden furniture you can build. I have this table. This exact one. I would like to have that comfy looking chair. I bought it at an estate sale. It's from the 50s, and it's redwood, which you can't. I don't think they still cut redwood down, do they? But I stain it every year to keep it nice. Ooh, that looks comfy. I want that. I don't have a good comfy. I had Adirondack chairs, but earlier this year, I keep fixing them to make them last longer. I trash picked them in the first place. But earlier I sat on one and it just cracked, fell apart. I was like, this is your year for Washington. Okay, Smithsonian Institution displays the first aircraft to travel faster than sound. Wright Brothers plane and Lindbergh Spirit of St. Louis. I think you can still see all 3 of those there. Supreme Court building. And the Lincoln Memorial. In this temple, as in the hearts of people from whom he saved the Union, the memory of Abraham Lincoln is enshrined forever. Mount Vernon. The mansion and its furnishings and its setting are unforgettable. Williamsburg, Virginia. I haven't been to Williamsburg since I was a kid. And I mentioned to my sister, I was like, maybe we should go to Williamsburg. And she said, it's boring. So I don't know. There are no plans. Let me know if you've been and give me a schedule of fun things. Washington's streets fan out from the capital. Study a city map and street guide, and you'll discover how quickly you feel at home in the city that belongs to America. So you have the Smithsonian, the National Art Gallery, the Capitol, Lincoln Museum, White House. There's right here. Okay, there's the Lincoln Memorial, and there's the Washington Monument, and then the reflecting pool. They don't name it here, but that's in between. Here's Jefferson Memorial. And then now there's I think it's right here, there's the Vietnam Memorial. Boy, I cried when I went. Everybody was so silent. It's like so loud, and then you go in there and it's just quiet. And they have every name of every person. It's really amazing. And then there's a World War II memorial, I think, and World War I. I can't remember. There are a bunch of memorials. But that, Vietnam. And then part of the Smithsonian now, there's some great Smithsonian museums, and they're all free. I think they're all free, but some of them you might have to have a reservation. I think like the Holocaust Museum, you might need a reservation because they only take so many people in at a time. It's well worth going to. When you go in, they give you, they give you a card that is somebody who was a prisoner in the Holocaust, and you kind of follow you take the elevator and then you go through the whole thing and you learn what happened to them. And some survived and some didn't. It's really something. Probably for like 12 and up, I would say. Not for little kids. Although they do have things where you can't see it unless you look over it, so you don't have to see everything. At least that's how it was when I was there years ago. Yeah. And then, of course, there's the Air and Space Museum, history, science, African American heritage, and I don't know if that's what it's called. There's a Native American. There's I'm trying to think what else. Oh, and then there's the building where you can see the Declaration of Independence and the Magna Carta. It's fun to go around DC. Although I think they cut funding to some of those museums, so I'm not sure. I think I hope they don't. I don't know. We'll talk about it. All right. A top development house. It's kind of hard to see those. Ooh, look at that. Along with small plants of annuals started early by your seedsman, your seedsman, you should buy perennials that bloom the first year. Are they implying that people had seedsmen who came around? Who was making this? Gaillardius, Coropolis, Scarlet, Lechnus, some pinks, and feverfew do this. I want whatever these are. I want those. These are gladiolus. Begonias. Are these just like mums? What are these? Zinnia. They look kind of different, but I guess they're just an older variety. Build your own plant box. Yeah. I think this year for my dad's farm, I'm going there next week. Probably while this video is airing, because I'm trying to record some stuff to post while I'm gone. But I want to put in a raised plant bed to make it easier to like get to and water and everything. So I'm hoping, I don't know if I'll build it. Just go to Home Depot and buy something. Decorating ideas from old Sturbridge Village. Sturbridge. Where are we? Oh, we're outside of Boston. Old Sturbridge, Massachusetts. It looks like Massachusetts, doesn't it? I'm going to Boston to visit my son. He's in Cambridge this summer. I can't wait. And I think we're going to make a big road trip out of it. So that'll be fun. Air conditioning, you'll like it too. Air conditioning, you'll like it too. I did not have air conditioning growing up in Detroit, but back then you didn't have as many hot days, but there were still quite a few hot days. And I think I've told this before, but for some reason there was only one fan, and my sister, brother, and I had to take turns with who got the fan for the night to put in the window. I'm sure if I asked my mom that, she'd probably go, why didn't you guys just ask for another fan? But I don't know. We only had one. So I'd set a cot up in my sister's room, and that way we could have the fan 2 nights in a row. Well, let's see. Wilmington, Delaware. We bought this house because of the air conditioning. Now there's not one sleepless night, and my house requires little dusting. What? That hasn't worked that way for me. Quincy, Mass. When it's really hot, our small unit just doesn't do the job for our large living and dining rooms. Oh yeah, a lot of my friends had window units, but I don't know. I liked the fans. I didn't mind the heat. And like my one friend Karen, her parents would close every drape in the house so it was pitch black, and then they had the window unit, and I always hated going in there because it felt like claustrophobic to me. I didn't like Atlanta, Georgia. Oh yeah, it'd get hot there. We had a room unit in the kitchen last year, but that wasn't enough. We bought a big unit. Yeah. North Carolina. No, sorry. Why did I say that? North Hollywood, California. To our surprise, we find that one room unit air conditioner keeps our entire house comfortable. Wow. Pretty good. St. Louis, Missouri. When it's really hot, all 4 of us move into our one air-conditioned bedroom. I could see that. It's always fun when you're a kid, and it's like you get to have sleepover even within your own house. Join in. It's a strawberry festival. Yes, please. Yes. Oh, yummy. Look, that's strawberry shortcake. Oh, my mom made the best strawberry shortcake. She'd make a shortcake, not like the kind you buy in the package in the store, but it was more like a sweet biscuit. It was probably like Bisquick, I imagine. And it was just like a drop biscuit. And then fresh strawberries and homemade whipped cream. Oh my gosh, so yummy. What is this? It looks like a custard pie with strawberries. Yeah. And this is some kind of maybe angel's food cake. I don't know. I'm going to look at that. And then this has a call dinner in 29 minutes. We've got hamburgers with ketchup, tic-tac-toe boards, some kind of sauce with saltines. What is that? A chutney, maybe. Asparagus with like a hollandaise. Rolls. A big salad. I have no idea. There's blue cheese. What is that? I wonder. The white. Oh, cauliflower. I guess that's cauliflower. Spring salad, lettuce, celery, radishes, cauliflower, salt, blue cheese, and garlic. Whoa. Steak burger. Asparagus with mayonnaise spooned right from the jar. Gross. Shortcake square. Start with pound cake from the store. Okay. Well, what is this? What is this? What is this? No telling. Jellied margarine? What is that? Anybody know this? Here, I'll show you a word. Okay, wait a minute. I don't know if you can see it. Right here. A capital Madrine. I think that's what that is. With the saltines. I have no idea. Let's see what they tell us. Nope. Hot dog extra good ways with wieners. That's funny. Look at these little wieners all around this potato salad. And then you have bread and pickles and cheese. Why does this actually look kind of yummy? I must be hungry. I would eat some potato salad with a wiener. Beans and wieners. I'm not into the bean wiener situation. I don't know. Whenever they'd have like beans and wieners, I forget what they call that. Franks and beans and franks. Is that it? I'd always eat all the franks and leave the beans. And then this one we have hot dogs. And it's like shredded cheese, maybe pickles, tomato. Hold on, what is this? Chickens, tomato slices, green pepper sticks, pickle relish. So I guess they serve the buns and then you make your own dog. This is not cheese, it's carrots. Carrots, yep. Carrots on a dog. Confuse me. We've got the grapefruit diet going on. If you watched all the diets I've done in 54 years, this was it. You'd have your grapefruit with water and tea. Yep. Ooh, I'll tell you what I love. I love the handles on these. See how they're like a little boomerang? They look really cool, but they're kind of hard to grab. I've looked at them from my cabinets, but I haven't found any that are comfortable yet because I am a function over form kind of person. The kitchen's in the pink. I love a pink kitchen. That's a lot of cake boxes. Ooh, raisin Philly frosting. Philadelphia cream cheese, orange juice, confectioner's sugar, orange rind, 1 cup raisins, preferably half dark and half golden, and then a cake. That might be good. That might be good. With a spice cake? I don't hate it. You have to like raisins, I guess. Leg of lamb, minted pear salad. I think I have an allergy to pears. Whenever I try to eat pears first, I don't like them. And then they make my throat super itchy. So I think I can't eat pears. But this looks disgusting. It's mint. They've like, and then put mayonnaise. Oh no, I don't like it. Fruit salad bowl and Italian asparagus salad. Okay. Ooh, they made radish balls filled with peas. Pea salad Caesar style. The stuff they came up with, I tell you. Good seasoned salad dressing. We used to use this all the time. I actually think my mom still buys this. And she puts olive oil, water, and I guess balsamic vinegar, and then that in there, I think. She may have stopped now because lately she's just been using olive oil and then the glaze. You know how they make that? Have you ever had that balsamic glaze? They have it at like Trader Joe's and Aldi. It's delicious. Ooh, yum. Grilled cheese sandwich with mustard. I don't hate that. Spaghetti sauce with meatballs. I do love a meatball. Spaghetti sauce. Dipped and baked in real butter. Yum. 1/3 cup butter. 2 1/4 cup gold medal flour. Tablespoon of sugar. A teaspoon of baking powder. Salt and milk. What? Really? It's going to look like that. No, it's not. Huh. What do you guys think? Is it going to turn out like this? Heat oven and melt butter in the pan. Sift golden metal and other dry ingredients. Add milk. Stir slowly until it clings. Put it on a well-floured board. Knead lightly about 10 times. Roll a half-inch thick rectangle. Cut dough in half lengthwise and crosswise into 16 strips. Dip each strip on both sides in the melted butter. Place close together in 2 rows. Bake 15 to 20 minutes. Really? These look pretty tasty. Somebody try this. Okay, here. Somebody screenshot it, try it, report back. I want to know. But I'll never make it. I don't even know if I have flour in my house right now. Ooh, imitation apple flavored jello. Yummy, yummy. Asparagus cheese rabbit. Rabbit. Isn't it rarebit? They just started calling it rabbit. Ooh, brownies. Yummy. I love brownies. Main dishes to freeze, heat, and eat. Yeah, that's nice. Tastes nice. There was this moment in time where my husband and I moved from Arizona to Maryland, where my sister was living, because she wanted us to live closer. And we all shared one house. It was her house. We moved into a bedroom and paid, like rent to help with the mortgage. And so we all lived there. And she had 2 kids, 1 baby. And I had my first son, I guess. But I would go to work at night. I worked night shift. So we kind of shared shifts and would take care of kids. It worked out. But when I'd come home, she would always have saved dinner and she'd have it heated up for me. So when I walked in, I had like a hot meal. That was awesome. There's nothing like coming home and having a hot meal sitting there, at 11 o'clock at night when nobody's around. Look at these people smoking their cigarettes. I don't know why this made me. I don't know why this made me think of it. Where is it? But it did, because having a hot homemade meal, it's nice. French bread, homemade, crusty, and delicious. Yeah. Oh, that would be wonderful. Ooh, Naugahyde. Nice. Look at this refrigerator. It's the fabulous Food-A-Rama. Look at how wide it opens. How huge it is. They have their bananas in the refrigerator. I don't think so. Some Coca-Cola, a bunch of milk and cream, 7-Up, Pepsi, 3 bottles of Pepsi. They've got a couple dozen eggs, more milk, some other drink back here, a rack of lamb, a pineapple cake or something, all this fruit, something like sauerkraut or something. Another cake, a Jell-O mold, I guess, a pie, and then we've got a full turkey, a pork roast, some rib roast or something. Oh, and then more frozen cakes. It looks like canned goods. I don't know why you'd have canned goods. Wow. Oh, and even better, it's pink. All her appliances are pink. Look at the colors. They have Bermuda pink, spring green, fern green, dawn gray, sand beige, buttercup yellow, and harvest yellow. Why? Oh, and they have my mixer. That's my exact mixer. Why don't they make refrigerators in like pink and turquoise and buttercup yellow? People would buy the heck out of that. I have often thought of spray painting my refrigerator, but I don't know if it will hold up. But if I could have this pink, and then it's blue on the inside, I love that. I idea for the young at heart. Okay. How to look at that blender. Hamilton Beach. Baby, just baby. Let's see, this baby was born around probably 54. How old are you now? Like, up, getting close to 70. Right? I think that's right. New GE freezer. New scale. Comfort she'll love to live with. For mother, for father, satisfying relaxation every day. Looks pretty good, that lazy boy. Let's see, do tonsils grow again? This stimulus in the growth of other lymphoid tissue may lead parents in some cases to believe that a child's tonsils have grown back after an operation. What are they talking about? Actually, tonsils don't grow back. Either other tissue grows up into the place left and removed because the surgeon left some tissue behind, or you get tonsil tags. Ugh. Have you guys had your tonsils? I feel like it used to be so common to get your tonsils out. I never had mine out, but my sister did. I think, I don't know if my brother did or not. Oh my God. Does tonsillectomy affect polio? I should do a video on polio, but I'm afraid nut jobs are going to tell me that I'm being political. Like, it's polio. It's real. A few years ago, it was believed that persons contracting polio who had tonsils removed within the 2 previous months were more likely to have the severe bulbar form of the disease. Today, medicine is embroiled in a controversy, isn't it always, as to whether or not having had tonsils removed at any time prior to contracting polio makes a person more susceptible to the severe form of the disease. Conscientious men have made conscientious studies on both sides of the question. Well, and then they go on about that. I don't know. Should I talk about polio? The only reason I was thinking about it, I was listening to this podcast where I think it was Radio Diaries, I think. It's good, by the way. Good podcast. And he is an oral historian. I think that's what it is. So he goes through like the National Archives and finds old recordings of things, which is so interesting. So he plays them for you, and some of them are very old, but it's very interesting. And he'll find the story about the person and what happened to the person. Radio Diaries, guys, it's good. And also he has a very relaxing voice. But one of the recordings was this woman who was the last woman still on an iron lung. And boy, that almost looks like Kim Novak or something. And she was saying how hard it was to find parts for her iron lung anymore because they just don't really exist. But that now there's all these other, things that they use for like COPD and stuff like that. But she said nothing feels as good. You just don't get the same oxygen unless you're in that iron lung. So she still uses it every night to sleep. And it basically compresses your lung and then pulls. It's like a pressurization machine. It was really interesting, I thought. But that made me think about polio and thought about doing that. But sometimes I'm scared. Look at these chairs are cool. I love them. I love the wood feet with the little metal tips. Yeah, they're low. That's the only problem with all this mid-century furniture. It's very low to the ground. And it's fine for me, but like when older people visit, they have a hard time getting in and out of my furniture. So I bought a new pouch that's a regular. Ooh, 7 Up. Regular height. Nothing does it like 7 Up. Doesn't that make you want to drink a 7 Up out of a bottle? Like, I don't even like 7 Up very much, but that looks delicious. If you want a real thirst quencher, if you hanker for a cool, clean taste, if you want a quick, refreshing lift, nothing does it like 7 Up. I'd rather have a Coke in a bottle. Ooh, I love a Coke in a bottle. McGee Carpets and Rugs. These foods are news. Fudge frosting mix. So these like new foods. Soups and beverages. Frozen condensed soups. Wild rice flour pancake mix. Contain a mixture of wild rice, buckwheat, and wheat, and give you cakes that have a delightfully different flavor. Bran flakes with sugar-coated raisins. Wait, that was a new food. Raisin Bran is another first and ready-to-eat cereals. The sugar coating enhances the flavor and also helps to keep the raisins plump and tender. I have such a clear memory. My mom wouldn't really buy sugar cereal, because you know why. But occasionally, she'd occasionally get Apple Jacks, which I loved. But she would buy Raisin Bran because my brother liked it. So I would, like, when nobody was around, I'd pull it all out and pull all the sugar raisins out and then just eat those. Yummy. Rolled oats. Isn't that funny? These were all like new foods. Wait, where is this continued from? Preceding page. What did we miss? Frozen apple and cherry pies, orange cake mix, canned pineapple pie filling. Some of these things did not catch on. Peanut cookie mix. You know, back then, they seemed to spell cookie Cooky. I've noticed. Peanut cookie mix. Okay. Pie crust mix. White frosting mixes, which is just powdered sugar. Strawberry flavored rennet powder, which I guess is kind of a custard. Shredded coconut you can tint yourself. Oh, they showed that on that cake. It was cute. What else? An all-purpose oil has recently been introduced. This versatile oil may be used in cakes, breads, pastries, for skillet frying or deep fat, and certainly in salad dressings. What is it made out of? It's probably corn oil, but I don't know. Instant non-fat dry milk. Okay. Non-fat dry milk used to be the cheapest stuff you could buy. And people who were on a budget would buy it and mix with water so their kids could have milk. But I, as a frugal young mother, would get the huge one. You used to be able to buy it at Walmart for like, I don't know, $5. And you'd get this huge thing and you'd mix it with peanut butter and sugar. I guess brown sugar. Maybe it was, I can't really remember. I think it was brown sugar. Or was it honey? It's been so many years. I think it was brown sugar. Brown sugar, peanut butter, and dry milk. And you'd mix it up and make these balls. And they were like little protein fat balls that the kids loved. And if I got real creative, I'd heat up some chocolate and kind of dip it. But anyway, and you could carry them, you could freeze them and carry them with you and then hand them to the kids. And that was like such a great little, you know, cheap protein thing I could give the kids. And then I thought about making it recently because I was like, I kind of want one of those. And the dry milk, it was like $25 for the dry milk. I was like, what is happening? That was crazy. Anyway, salad dressing mixes. But yeah, if you ever find dried milk cheap, it's like carnation dry milk or something. That is a yummy snack that kids like. Drano, what's this one with an alien and a rocket ship? And she's calling something. What would she be saying that has to do with Windex? Oh, it has to do with Windex. Oh, he needs something to clean the rocket ship windows, eh? Says his windows are dirty. He'd like to borrow some Windex spray. Okay, what's this one? This is for Drano, which is the stuff that clears out your drains. There is a dog who wants to go out and a kitty cat who is trying to open the door, and she has a thing of Drano and a spoon. So she thinks the dog and cat hair is clogging up the drains. So she wants to feed them Drano to clear the drains. So I don't know what the line is. Like, here, kitty, take your Drano. Sorry, you'll have to wait. This is the day of the week I put Drano in all the drains. Okay. She's not feeding it to him. Don't worry. Don't worry, guys. Ooh, what a pretty dress. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Continental dishes. This one's really interesting. It has like, I don't know what those designs are. Ooh, I like these designs. They're funky. Oh, what do we have here? It's a Dodge, you guys. Take command, get the thrill firsthand. It's dashing, it's dazzling, and along with its luxury car length and brilliant style, this new Dodge packs the greatest thrill of command on the road today. It more than lives up to its looks in surging power, unbelievable handling ease. It is dependable as only a Dodge can be dependable. Want to find out? Take command. Get the thrill firsthand. Daringly new for spring, dashing custom Royal Lancer 4-door. The flare hardtop and roominess of a sedan. So I'm assuming they're calling it a hardtop. It must be a convertible, but it doesn't look like a convertible, but I guess it must be. Huh. That's a cool car, though. This kind of steering wheel right here with this is why you don't want to drive these old cars, even though they're cool. It will, if you get an accident, it'll go, right. It's not funny, it's bad. And all the bits, the like dials, they come flying off. These old cars, that's the problem. They're just not, safe. The safety features they have on new cars. It's a big, believe me, if I could drive this safely, I would definitely drive an old car like that. And also without burning a million gallons of gas. Look at that old drill. Ooh, she's putting together her own kitchen cabinets. Good on her. Built Well Kitchen yourself for as little as $14.38 per month. For how many months? You can have all the warmth, beauty, styling of the most expensive wood custom cabinets installation at just a fraction of the cost with Built Well. Built Well cabinets can now be finished in beautiful natural finishes that have been especially developed to harmonize perfectly with today's popular color schemes. I do love it. I love this natural wood. I think the plaid is kind of cute. It's like a plaid wallpaper, and then there's kind of a green speckled floor with little outline kind of. I like it. And she's got a yellow typewriter for some reason. Oh, that's her desk. I love it. And she has all her books. Cute. We bought IKEA cabinets, and you have to put those together and put them in. And so we were doing great. We did it all, and then we have one that's a full, like it's room height, and it's a pantry kind of cabinet. And so my husband and his brother put it together, and then realized you couldn't set it upright, and it took forever to put the thing together. So they had to take it apart, put it in, and then put it back in. I'll never forget that because they were both like, "Oh no!" Time for a change. A perfect match, identical colors in all three more finishes. All right, guys. Well, I guess we better take a break. We're almost to an